Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. As we're sketching today, I thought I would talk a little bit about how I create my own reference images. I don't often find myself turning to the internet for reference images these days. Not only can it take forever to find a good image to use, you also face potential copyright infringement issues if you copy somebody else's photograph too closely and then try to sell your artwork. I'm not saying that using images from the internet as reference is a bad thing or makes anyone a bad person for using them, but it is something that people need to be aware of. Of course, some photographers do sell licenses that will allow you to use their photos however you please. Taking the time to shoot your own reference photographs, of course, means you own those photos free and clear. And you don't need any special equipment. Any modern smartphone camera is more than sufficient for shooting reference photographs. This is all fairly common advice and probably very familiar to some of you listening to this. Getting back to how I personally create and use reference images, I use a mix of photographs I've shot myself and some 3D software. Specifically, I use DAZ 3D, which I am not affiliated with or sponsored by, but I used that software to create my reference image for this drawing. The program is free and comes with enough basic content to get anyone started. You don't have to learn any modeling or texturing or anything of the sort. You really only have to know how to click and drag. Working from life or working from good photographs of life is still superior to using a 3D model. But if, for example, you want to have multiple figures in a drawing and your friends don't want to pose for you, then using a 3D model is a great alternative. If you're working photorealistically, then of course you need the real thing to work from. But in my case, I am largely drawing cartoons, and so this program is sufficient for me. So my typical process from start to finish for any given drawing is to start by sketching figures in my sketchbook. It's mostly little figure doodles to figure out poses and angles, and then I will load a figure into DAZ and pose it according to my drawings, and then refine it and look at it from different angles and in different lighting. Once I'm happy with everything, I will render the scene, and that is how I get my reference images. And again, I am not affiliated or sponsored by DAZ 3D. I am just talking through my own process here. The skulls, the clothing, the altar the lady is leaning against, even her hair, are all props you can add to your scene to help tell your story. The biggest drawback is that if you have a slow computer, your rendering times might take quite a while. But I have always found it to be worth the wait. And it goes without saying, there are plenty of in-depth tutorials on YouTube to help you learn the software. And that about covers how I create my own reference images. If you have any questions or need anything clarified, certainly leave me a comment below. And now I will leave you to watch the rest of the video in peace. As we come to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me so much. The next video will be the marker rendering of this image, and there will certainly be a lot to cover there.